All right, guys, how's it going? How's it going? Yeah, 9.5 weeks out from the Olympia, and yes, prep has truly begun, man, to say the least. So today, had one of my best, I say best, one of my moody days, man, where I'm not feeling all that great in terms of like
Talking.
talking. I'm just like, I just want to get this shit done. So that days do happen for us, man. We do have days that we're just not in the best state of mind, and you're not feeling all that good with yourself. You're not feeling all that good in person. So you just want to train, and you don't want to break down and talk. And those days happen. I mean, hell, you're at the top of the game. If you don't have bad days, then you're lying. So those days happen. So today was definitely mine. And yeah, the diet is definitely kicked in. Cardio is in. So, and as we said this time, our goal is to dig in deeper than we've ever dug before. So we're already pushing the marks and pushing the lines to be as deep as possible. We're not worried about being full. We don't give a goddamn about being full. We're not worried about being big. We're already big. We're always going to be the biggest guys on stage, so we don't worry about that. We're not worried about losing muscle because I don't lose muscle. So we're not worried about that. Our main and ultimate priority is being as peeled as out of our mind as possible. And because the goal is so simple and so straightforward, it means it calls for a lot of one thing. I mean, bodybuilding, you're suffering in bodybuilding. Not just people don't understand. Like you don't just suffer in prep. You suffer all year round. You put yourself. You To do this, you have to be literally hand in hand with suffering. Suffering is part of you. Whether being in the gym when you're training, you're trying to break yourself down, whether eating the food and trying to fill yourself out and overeat and try to build muscle, that's all part of what bodybuilding is. It's not None of it is fun, none of it is comfortable. And then when you're dieting, you're pulling yourself down, it's suffering too. So bodybuilding, all about it is suffering. It just means that you're either going from one part of it, which is trying to push as much food as you can, trying to train as hard, heavy and as hard as you can to break that muscle, or trying to diet as hard as you can to pull that down, or do as much cardio as you can, even when you don't feel like it. There's always a stage of discomfort in bodybuilding, and that's what it is all year round for us. So now we're just in a different stage where we're in, where now it's just about pulling it down, and you're gonna have days where you're in this crossroad where some days, especially in that prep, where there's days where you don't feel too great, and that's just what happens. That's what it is. You just have to still keep one thing in priority. You got to do your job. You got to train. You got to push your training to the limit. You got to do that job because that's your priority right there. And you have to be able to willing to dig deep, even those that you don't feel great. And believe it or not, this is what I'm saying. People don't understand is you're more critical of yourself at this sport than any other person could possibly be of you. You're more critical of what you are. Nobody gets to the highest point of this level of this sport feeling good about themselves. So you need to understand that the mentality of guys that get up to this point, get to that part of that stage, we are so critical of ourselves all the time, and that's the biggest flaw in us is the fact that we're so critical of ourselves and so critical that we're not doing enough. We want to do more. Then we are so critical about what we are that we sabotage ourselves because we're so critical that we're not giving enough and we're not pushing hard enough and everything else. And when we say, oh, we have a coach or we have somebody that is close to us to do that, isn't because we don't know what the hell we're doing. It's because we are so critical of ourselves that we over analyze everything that comes through us. We either not lean enough, not big enough, not small, not too small, or not training hard enough, or not doing anything, not doing this enough, not doing that enough. And then even though we're giving our all, we're still constantly second guessing that we're not doing enough. We need to do more. We need to do more. We need to do more. And this is where in prep we have to sort of let go of that reins and let somebody take control and trust somebody to take control of that and say, okay, no, you're on track, you're on time. Do this, just do that, and we just have to be okay, cool. We trust you enough to be like, okay, we have listened to your voice. Automatically, the past, I think now that we're 9 weeks out, obviously my food's cuts are taken in fact, like taken in heavy because we know we want to put me in very quickly. So automatically by doing that, I'm already in a stage now where I'm just like, man, am I coming down too fast? Am I getting too small? All of a sudden my clothes are feeling a little bit looser. You're starting to feel like you've gone from that full off-season look now to be that diet phase of things where things are starting to feel like, ooh, You're losing that. You're not getting a pump in the gym anymore because that one always disappeared for me fast. You're not feeling full after a workout. You're not feeling explosive at a workout. So that automatically starts to make your brain think, oh man, you might be coming in too fast. Automatically, I start second guessing myself because my mind is, because that's what I'm feeling, and that's what my brain's telling me. And all of a sudden, now I'm looking in the mirror, I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe I'm sort of, pushing too fast. But then I have to don't trust somebody outside to say, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're still full as hell. You're still big as hell. You don't need to worry about that. And I'll be like, okay, all right. So he's in my head. And the ability, one thing that I've always been able to be, I've always been good at is being able to self-analyze myself and realize when my mind is just playing games on me, and be able to say, okay, step back and go, okay, right now you've been through this before. Do you trust what your mind is telling you right now? Okay, is this a time where you can trust it? If it isn't, then I'm like, okay, cool. I need to speak to Mel and then say, okay, look, what do you think? I'm feeling this way. Right now I'm feeling like I'm not as big as I am. Am I losing too fast? What do you think? And she'll look at me and go, no, you're not. And then I'll be like, okay, so here's my mind. Cool, okay. Then we move on immediately. I don't linger on that question. I trust Mel so well because we've done this for so long that when she says yes or no, and she tells me this is what you are, this is where you're at, I don't even need to ask another question. I don't need to ask anybody else. I don't need to message my friends or send videos to somebody else to get an opinion.
Somebody else to ChatGPT.
Send videos to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, Chat, what do you do? What do you think? I don't need to have another opinion. I'm like, okay, cool, that's it." And then from that point on, I just move on to the next thing. And if you want to get good at this, you need to be able to do that, to self-analyze yourself and know that when you're doubting yourself or you're overthinking one thing, you need to have one person alone that you can ask their opinion and trust them not to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear.
The thing is, because any regular person, I'm not in bodybuilding, anyone, we don't have ability as human beings to think objectively about ourselves.
We don't.
We cannot. We are unable to think objectively about ourselves. All people, we all analyze ourselves as people, the way we behave, the way we look, the way we act.
Yeah.
So then we are unable to objectively analyze ourselves, and then if you put bodybuilding on top of that as a bodybuilder, it's impossible.
It is.
It's impossible.
But then this is where working on yourself comes into play.
Of course.
Because my job isn't to think objectively about me, because I can't be objectively think about me. My job is to realize when my mind is not telling me what I want to hear.
Yeah.
As long as I can do that and say, okay, right now, I feel this way. Okay, I don't feel great. Or I feel amazing. Okay, cool. Is what I'm seeing right now correct? Or is it my mind just telling me what I need to hear? Okay, I go to one person to answer that question for me. When they can answer that, I'm like, cool, great. Okay, then I carry on working. So if I'm not feeling great and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not looking my best, I'm not looking where I should be, I need to say, okay, right, is it right now, am I the best person to answer that question? If I know full well that, okay, I'm not in the right place of mind, that's why I have to be good at analyzing myself to say, okay, I'm not in the best place of mind. If I can look at someone and say, okay, is this where I'm supposed to be, or am I thinking this objectively enough to answer that question? And they can answer it for me, and I'm like, I'm good to go. Same thing with training. If I know that I am busting my ass in the gym, and I can look to them and say, look, what do you think? And she tells me, yeah, man, you're pushing, you're killing. Then okay, I just keep going. So I've never been in a position I'm not training hard. Let's just put that shit out of the way. I have never been, from the minute I walked in the gym, the very first day I worked in the gym to train, because I've been through all the sports. I've never been in a point where I'm not giving 100% in the gym. Never happened. I've never trained with anybody that could out-train me. Ever happened. No. I've never trained with anybody that could push me and put it to the point where I can't
this
keep
is
up.
how I got hooked on you. Because
that's how we met. That's how we got
together. I saw you in the gym, and then you were training so freaking hard. That was before even bodybuilding. I was so impressed.
Yeah,
the way you were training.
I've never been out-trained by anybody, ever. And this is one thing I'm like, whoever is can step in the gym with me, you'll never out-train me. So because of that, I always know if the risk is me going the other way around and pushing through this part where I almost kill myself and somebody will tell me to back down. So that has always been the risk. So for me, I've always kind of had to learn when enough is enough more than when to give more. I was always like, okay, don't push that because now you're overtraining a muscle, you're going to break it, you're going to kill it. So even when I tell people like most of my muscle group, I only train once a week, they assume because they train a muscle group twice a week, well, why don't you train twice? I'm like, if I train twice a week, believe me, I'll break my arm. I'll break that muscle group because my idea is I've trained so hard that one time. I beat that muscle up so much that one time, it takes me a week for that muscle to recover. And then I'm ready to do it again. So that's why I'm able to grow like I do. Is the fact that when I'm in the gym and I train, like this week, I was lucky enough, I trained with Josh Marley, we ended up training legs this week. That was a freaking awesome session. And we pushed so badly and we pushed ourselves so badly, we put ourselves through so badly. My leg's still sore by the time it gets to the weekend. So then I'm like, okay, next week I got to do it again. And it has to be worse than the last time we did it. I always have to step shit up. It has to be worse than our last session. So for me, that is always one thing. And this is where the whole trust in someone comes into play. And because I'm so critical about my look, I'm so critical about every muscle group. Is this improved? Is that improved? Does it go together? Does this part make this other muscle group look big? Do they look symmetrical? What part needs to be improved? Is it improved? And I'm so critical about it. I need to tell somebody. Somebody needs to tell me to calm the fuck down. And it's like, okay, you're fine. Stop it. So this is where that partnership works in play. So today we're training arms, and yes, arm session, absolutely great, man. You know, I know this is one muscle group I want to bring up as well. So as much as it is, I want to be complete all around. I want to have every part of me to be as symmetrical as possible and see that look when you come to the stage. You know, if I ever stood there and you had just one muscle group you could see on me immediately, oh my God, this part is bigger. I don't want that. I want to be so symmetrical that everything looks as good as the next. When I stand there, every muscle group looks like, holy shit. I don't want to have one glaring one because if I have one glaring one that stands out so much,
if you have one glaring,
it means I have a weak one.
You will have one.
You have a weak one.
Glaring,
So
weakness.
this is bodybuilding. It's a balanced sport. If you have one glaring muscle, if you see a guy that has, oh my God, your chest is so big, and you drawn to just that, means that his shoulders are weak and his arms are weak. That follows it. It should be bobbly.
It might not. They're weak.
They're not weak, but it means that one is too
that
powerful.
is either that one body part is
It's too
overpowering,
overpowering.
or the rest of the muscles are not good enough.
See, for me, when I go in bodybuilding, has always been about symmetry. So
I just need to change position. I'm sorry for shaking the camera, but because it's quite heavy, so I keep moving.
So for me, bodybuilding is about symmetry. Symmetry is what makes your physique look beautiful. Your symmetry is what makes your physique look wow. That symmetry is what carries you over the line and brings you to this sport in the first place. I give you that statuesque and comic book look. Is that symmetry? So you can't have something that is so overpowering to the next. Everything has to be symmetry. Everything has to be built accordingly. So for me, when I look at my physique, I have to be like, okay, what's missing? And then when I stand in front of a judge and I get feedback, I want them to tell me what's missing. You know, and the thing is, the difference between when a judge tells you feedback and when your friends or somebody on social media tells you feedback, they're telling you feedback based on their muscle group they like the most. So when somebody tells you, oh man, the legs, it's because they probably something they're missing and something they like the most. They like legs. So they focus on that. I don't need to hear what I'm good at. I need to hear what I need to improve. And I need a judge to look at me objectively and say, okay, you're good here, but you need more this. And then that's like, okay, that's when I need to start training now. That's my focus. So when I've been working through this year, you know, like another thing that you guys probably noticed, and I'm proud of it this year as I'm looking at it now, we're getting shape. I'm like, woo, I've been training this one freaking nonstop the last 2 years. My glutes, I've been punishing them like crazy fucking 2 years. And each year I get on stage and they get harder, they get more crisp, they get boxed out, they get sharper. Now they get striated. And that bit, I'm like, For a long time, I didn't believe I was able to have that. For a long time, I'm like, maybe my genetics, maybe I don't do something right. But then we had to study the way I train and study that when I train legs, I'm very quad dominant. So it means when I squat, my quads take all that brunt, which is what you're supposed to do. But it also means that because of that, I don't put enough tension through my glutes. So guess what? I gotta have a glute day.
Because even like lunges, like even walking lunges, you feel more of your
my quads are burning working lunges.
Whereas I feel more of my glutes and side glutes and out.
So me and Mel, we could train through a session. We could go through a squat and everything session. And I'll come out going, my quads are on fire. They exploded. And you'll be like, your glutes are killing you. And I'm like, okay, what the hell? So it just kind of, we came to understanding and realizing, okay, so it means that you're extremely core dominant. So your glutes are not taking enough of that strain.
That's
so
why you have such good quads
yeah.
as well.
So that's it. So now it means that, okay, it means that you then have to have glutes muscle. So guess what? It means glutes has to have his own training session. It has to have your own targeting glute just by itself.
Isolated, it's
You know, so you have to have your own isolated session for your glutes before you move on anything. That's why on my leg day I put glutes first, because it's muscle group I want to intentionally increase, because my quads and everything else is so powerful. Glutes has to now keep up. So they has to come up. So when you talk about bodybuilding, this is how your eyes should be. You should be, okay, what is missing, not what is good. So if you're trying to look at a physique and you're trying to look at your physique and trying to say, okay, what do I need to improve? If you've got good arms or good chest, you shouldn't be looking forward to chest and arm day. They should be the days that you're like, yeah, I just want to get them knocked out. The day you should be looking forward to is the one you're the least good at, the one you're the worst at, the one that is weakest. Those are the ones. That's why for a long time I prioritized putting my back as the first session of the week, because back is something that the judges looked and go, okay, you're awesome from the front, but we want you to have more width in your back. And now I turn around and hit the back lat spread, and everybody's like, holy shit, that's one of the best poses they've seen, hitting the back lat spread now. So because I had to work on it, because it's something that they've been looked at on, I wanted to improve. So same thing with every pose I go through. It's like I go after the show and I ask the judge for feedback and say, okay, what is the chink in my armor? What is the chink that you want to see that is I'm being beaten out? What's the chink that is missing in my repertoire that I need to improve on? And when they pick out a pose and they say, okay, this pose, it's not your strongest, or this pose is something we want to see more of, automatically from that point on, I'm working every muscle group to make that pose now be a standout. So when we train, this is how we do things. So now that we're in this section of the year, we're in this prep training, arm training is in, and recovery now is what we're doing as well. Like I'm working a lot on my recovery. So if I can shorten the time I recover, it means I can train harder. So the quicker I can recover from an injury, from a training, the faster I can train it again, the faster I can hit it, heavier I can hit it the next time. So obviously we got the sauna, where the heat treatment from that. Got the jacuzzi, that helps out well, or the hot tub. Got Jay with the deep tissue massage therapy. I'm doing my ab work therapy as well, to make sure that waist stays nice and small. And massage gun as well to use for the other muscle groups as well to help recovery. All this now comes into formulating the perfect training plan that just really brings the best out of my physique and make my physique as good as it could possibly be. So this is the program, this is where we are, this is what we look at when we actually kind of analyzing what we want to bring to a stage. We love the Olympia look and we love what we brought then, but we want to make it better. So first and foremost, I have very short off season, 5 weeks, is to put on muscle tissue on that frame, to improve that frame by putting on muscle tissue everywhere. And then now we're chipping away at it to the point where we can now pull it even deeper than we ever had. We had it before this time last year. So we want to pull it deeper, so it's a lot more, not just hard, but we want to have that grainier look that you can actually go, wow, the lines are so chiseled and so deep, and then you have this grainy effect on top of it. That's the look we're looking for this Olympia, and that's the look we want to bring to stage. And already I'm looking at our progress and how fast and how well everything's going, and I'm smiling because we've been working all year for this, and now I'm seeing the result of all that year of work, both off season and everything, and now where it's coming out, chiseling away, and I see where it's coming, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm excited for what we're gonna see. So yes, guys, 9.5 weeks out from the Olympia, and yeah, this is the video. This is where we're at, and yeah, man.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
it.